President Nyusi brings presidential candidates to the round as the heat increases against Frelimo. We are looking at a situation that is quite very interesting, as we have seen Mozambican people standing and fighting battles, Mozambican people not giving up at all, Mozambican people making sure that their demands and their voices are heard by this government, a government that has continued to be illegal in Mozambique, a government that has survived like ZANU-PF, stealing the election, rigging the election, and cheating in elections, and of course, using brutal force to remain in power. This time around, the Mozambican people have said that enough is enough. We have seen demonstrations that have happened from the time of the announcement of the result, as well as many complaints about interference from Emerson Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF, with quite a lot of Zimbabweans who happen to be supporters of the ruling party, ZANU-PF, having voted in the elections, and that has brought quite a lot of tension as Mnangagwa has continued to interfere not only in Mozambique, but also in Botswana as well as in Namibia. So now we are beginning to see that as the fire continues to burn in Mozambique, Nyusi and Frelimo are beginning to feel it. We have seen how the military has been supporting the demonstrators, with them, moving around, singing with the demonstrators, and also chanting slogans in support of, Mudlande, who happens to be the opposition member of the opposition presidential candidate who has won the election. So what we are looking at now is a situation where Nyusi and Frelimo are at a time where they are beginning to see to it that they need to do something to save themselves. But we definitely don't expect much to come, especially if it's him who is running or leading the discussions. These discussions were supposed to be actually discussions held by maybe a delegation that was coming from outside Mozambique, whether they are from the African Union or other progressive democratic forces or something like that, and not SADC, of course, and not SADC, because SADC is complicit, SADC is compromised, SADC already is bought. We can't allow SADC to be the mediator of the situation that happens or is happening in Mozambique. So it is really very interesting. It's just an admission by Nyusi calling these candidates to a roundtable discussion. It's an admission that they've seen that the war for freedom by Mozambican people is not going to die down anytime soon. In fact, they are the ones that are losing ground slowly. That's why we are seeing them now giving in and wanting to bring other presidential candidates to a negotiating table. But I don't think that there is anything to negotiate in Mozambique. What really must happen is that the Frelimo must just leave power and surrender power. Or if they still insist that they won the election, then there must be another election, a free election that is going to be having a different setup altogether, run by a different commission that oversees the elections, not the very commission that ran the election, because they have been given some Mnangagwa kind of figures where they just announce overnight that Mnangagwa has won, while there is no substantiating evidence to that kind of win. So this is the situation that is in Mozambique, and it continues to be a very concerning situation. But Nyusi has no mandate really to be leading these discussions, because he's also complicit. He's also an interested party. Is also an interested party in what is happening. Why should he also, with his party being the one that is the accused in stealing the election, why should he be the one who leads in the discussions? So we don't know. Let's continue to see what are going to be the outcomes of that meeting. But I understand the opposition leader Mundlane was supposed to be joining, online. He was supposed to join online, but I saw one other report that was saying he did not join even online. I don't know how far true that one is. Rather, it is said that he was actually, encouraging his people to continue to fight on rather than attending that meeting. So if he has banked the meeting as the opposition leader and the one who is actually in control of the people that are demonstrating, then it means Nyusi has just hit a brick wall. There is nothing that he can do. He can't do any kind of talks or discussions that do not involve Mundane in them, because Mundane is the real deal of the whole situation. It can become like the Pollard of Mnangagwa, which eliminated or isolated Nelson Chamisa, and it became a toothless bulldog. As long as Chamisa is not involved, everything else that they can be doing in their Pollard, whatever they want to call it, it was just child's play. It's not going to change any situation. The Zimbabwean people will never regard it as any platform of discussion that could bring a positive result, and no one will support it. And even on their own, they can see that it does not have the blessing of the people of Zimbabwe, and that's the situation. So let's continue to watch the space and see what is going to be the outcome of these discussions. Although we don't trust that anything much can really come out of these discussions. These people, they don't want to go. They want to hold on to power. There was no need to call all presidential candidates. Otherwise, you are supposed to simply have a meeting with the winning candidate and indicate that they are in a position or they are willing to hand over power, and then they negotiate their package or they negotiate their their deal to go out. That was supposed to be the right thing to do, but it seems like they still want to use their dirty tactics and the propaganda to cause themselves to be the beneficiary or the highest beneficiary of this discussion at the end of the day. But I'm sure that the Mozambican people are not going to be agreeing to that. All they want is they want to see Nyusi out, or whether it is El Chapo out, because their time is over. Their days are numbered. They've done too much. They've failed the Mozambican people. They've not managed to address the concerns, especially of the young people of Mozambique. Young people of Mozambique are in the same scenario that Zimbabwean young people are in, Namibian young people are in, Botswana young people are in, South African young people are in again. This is why this fight, and this fight is not ending anytime soon until victory is certain. We are in prayer, praying for the Mozambican people and praying for Angolan people also who have started the battle also for freedom. And we are saying freedom is coming to Southern Africa and God is in it. Thank you so much for joining me on the show. Let's continue to be together. There's still yet another show that is coming, so don't go away. You are blessed.